Hello and welcome. What are you up to, Fed?
Yes, Fedo.
I'm only right from the start here. Fed is trying to pull some sort of coming on from stage left efforts here. But sorry we're a wee bit late, guys, but we're all together and we're here live on Sorare TV for the Euro Draft Show. And in this episode, we're actually going to get drafting, guys. You know, throughout the season so far, we've been trying our best to just keep ourselves covered across everything, you know, who are the emerging teams, who's been doing the good transfer business, what coaches have got a good squad at their disposal. And now, I know we're still waiting for new season in a few of these areas, but we do have new season draft modes now up and running for the Premier League, Bundesliga, and finally La Liga is kicked on as well. So throughout the live stream today, we're going to be mainly running through picking drafts. Feda's going to be doing it for us because Feda is such a snob. He hasn't got any common teams other than Bundesliga, so his are all fresh and ready to go. Jeremy can't handle the snobbery. He's left. Jeremy's just cancelled the stream.
Quinny, my friend, I have a reason for it though. I have a reason for it. I'm playing. So let me explain my reason before everybody thinks I'm a snob.
Well, a snob.
I might be a snob. Yeah, that's true. But I'm playing the Bundesliga one with friends, so I have to do that. But the other ones I prefer not to set because sadly, Sorare data counts them in the winning lineup percentage. And this winning lineup percentage is very holy for me, and I want to keep it high. And I won't win anything, so it's just basically a lineup that's gonna bring down my scores, my percentages. That's why I don't play the draft modes.
Interesting. You get to see that?
I was looking at that percentage this week today for the two of you actually, and yeah, you got a nice little 16% over there, Fedo, but Quinny has 12%, but he's played all the drafts, so. Does that mean he actually has a better percentage than you, Fedo?
No, because 4%. But the 4% is not 3 drafts.
Fair enough. Well, for what it's worth, I'm picking up a limited this week from MLS Amateur, and I've been really close to picking up another couple of limiteds in the amateur modes. And it's just been a wee bit close, but no cigar. But if I'll have a wee peek on my rewards page. How many have I actually won? I've actually bagged 2 cards. Today will be the third. One from MLS Amateur, one from MLS Semi Pro. So I've had a wee bit more joy, I think, in the America one than the European ones. But I've been really close with Europe. I've not been that far away from bagging a wee card, you know. So I know I get the protection over the winning percentage, right? Because until So Coins came out, I was really I was that way as well, Fed. I wouldn't put people out for XP farming in divisions and stuff like that. I didn't do that either, but with coins being out, like, you kind of need to, man, because, you know,
yeah,
you just
agree with you. Also, I might not be a snob, my friend. I might be a Robin Hood.
Just banter. Robin Hood.
No. I know. I'm just bantering as well. So I might be a Robin Hood because, you know, those rewards are for smaller galleries. So I'm not the one to take them away from them.
If you want to be Robin Hood, just win them and give them away. You know,
I should do that.
That's the proper Robin Hood there.
Yeah. Also true.
Yeah, that's it, man. That's it. So we'll be going through them. Maybe we'll be able to convert Feda to actually winning some cards with his commons. We'll see how it kind of goes. But if you're joining us live, get involved in the live chat, in the live stream, and let us know. Ideally, what we'll be going through, guys, is we've got the benefit coming into this draft of eye test, you know, as well as having that Sorare lens when we're watching the games as well. So hopefully, you know, I'm really confident with the drafts I've picked thus far. This show's not about any one draft in particular. It's more just about any you guys out there that are watching this, because even if you have your teams drafted already, as you know, you get your two swaps every game week anyway. And if you make a real hash of it, a real mess of it, you can go into the club shop and you can buy more swaps for a couple of coins. They're not really that much, but they do eat up your balance, of course, if you keep buying them. So no matter where you are in the draft, hopefully we'll have something for everyone in this one. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel and get involved if you're watching this after we've been live with any picks that you really enjoyed in the stream, or even feel free to nominate any of your own. And if the comments are popping, we'll bring them up in the next one. Cool. I think that's kind of all the housekeeping, guys. And yeah, I think we'll just throw Feda's screen on. Now, I was hoping we would be able to do a La Liga one, because La Liga's got midweek and it only opened last week, and Feda was like, yes, I've not done it at all. So that's fantastic. Now, The La Liga cards this year, I don't know if any's have really, the Premier League and the Bundesliga launch was way bigger, I felt. I don't know if anyone's had the chance to get a first glance on the La Liga cards as an overall thing, but have you guys had a look yourself?
I do like the design of the new Real Madrid cards, to be honest. I really do. I think they look so bloody good. I don't like the new design of these 3D cards. I think that was a bit of a waste of money, to be honest, and all the graphic design and everything. But the new Real Madrid jersey with this card, especially with the rare background, looks so good. Also with the super rare background, I don't know, just made me love it. That might need to pick up a super rare Real Madrid.
Yeah, I definitely agree. It's a nice Real Madrid kit this year as well. Looking at it there, the Sociedad one's not too bad. It's a nice kind of stripy one, But the cards look good.
But I think, like, I don't know, they look like, I zoomed in a bit. So I think the Real Madrid ones, they look like so much more mature than the ones from last season. I don't know. Even like Vinny's face looks like, I know I'm the king. You don't need to tell me anything,
Yeah. Yeah, man. I'm all about that. Awesome. What about you, Jeremy?
Yeah, I like the cards. I was actually trying to, when I picked my goalkeeper, I was trying to find the goalkeeper that has the best jersey with the gray background. Like I almost pick up Alex Romeo just because of it. But yeah, like I don't mind the design. Like I know how many people are like criticizing it. I think it's pretty cool. I think the 3D part is pretty cool as well. Like it's not a game changer, but I think it's a nice touch to make it look nice. But yeah, I was looking at looks as well, and yeah, Remiro looks okay in with his little gray background, and so do the other players of Real Sociedad, like you were saying, but also the Girona player, which works well when they're performing the way they're performing too.
Quinny's
I like
favorite.
Betis.
Didn't some certain Girona player give you a win this weekend?
Yeah, Yangel Herrera came in double decisive in a big way. That was good. But he's not going to be playing the midweek. He's going to be rested because Girona play Real Madrid, which is a top of the table clash at the weekend.
Is he?
Yeah, so he's not going to play midweek. It's kind of widely known within Spain, if you know what I mean. He's not injured, but everyone thinks he's sitting this one out, which is a real shame.
Oh,
but
I had him in. Good intel.
Definitely good. And we wouldn't be drafting him for this one if we're coming into it. But the goalkeeper's a great position to start off with because the goalkeeper is one that you don't want to spend too much on them, but you need to get a good one. You need to get a guy that can drop the points, that can get you 70 pluses. That's the goal here. And because you can pick anyone, you can pick anyone. I think Mamardashvili at 44, considering Valencia are like top 5 in the league at the moment, is pretty solid as a pick. What do you guys? Anyone else around that range?
I do like that pick. Especially this man gets decent AA as well. So if he gets a clean sheet, it's possible to have an 80 or an 87 or a 75. I think on the weekend alone, he scored a 60 with conceding 2. That's huge for a goalkeeper. But to be honest, I think my favorite one would be, like, if I would play the draft, I would try to get the Barca dev stack because I think they're just too good in defense. And like, out of 10 games, they will probably play 8 with a clean sheet.
Yeah, that's a very good point.
Yeah, Barca stack is always a good chart defensively. I like to look at the amount of saves that keepers are making, to sort of have that AA, even though you don't have a decisive. And since the beginning of the season, it's Unai Simon at Athletic, who also, tends to have quite a few clean sheets, who leads the amount of saves per keeper, and then is followed by Stole Dimitrievski from Rayo Vallecano, which is a team who obviously is not going to have the same sort of result as them. So I've looked at kind of both. Mind you, like I said, I got Alex Remiro because he's done 23 saves already this season, so he's also pretty up there, but he's not cheap. But yeah, I like to look at the amount of time that they're going to have to actually do something. Like with Barcelona, they're going to have a few clean sheets. Last year, I think did they only have like more like 15 or 16 clean sheets?
Yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy.
So you'll get a lot of decisive, but I guess if you don't want to put that kind of money in there, or if you want to keep your Barcelona money for Lewandowski up front, finding a keeper who does a lot of saves is sometimes a good way to go for it.
I reckon though the draft is all about the clean sheet because so many kind of don't forget but don't appreciate it as much as the goals. And I think like if you see the big, like in my own experience, I had big outflayers, and they destroyed my score because I had a Kevin Trapp in goal who just conceded 3 times, or Finn Dahmen or whatever. And those then basically destroy your really good outfielders. And I feel it's more important. That's when we go to the Bundesliga club, I will tell you what I did there, to have a really solid defensive line, especially in this draft mode. And I think especially Jules Condé and Magan
Ter
Ter Stegen is such a great stack, especially because Koundé has basically scores 100 every game. Like Lewandowski needs to do something very special to score 100. And I think it would be kind of a deficit if you wouldn't start with those two in defense. That's my personal opinion. Another one I would love, like Stole Dimitrievski at 40 points is also a very good steal, and he's also very capable of AA. And even if they have matchups like Cadiz Rayo Vallecano, he could get a clean sheet. And so in the odd game weeks where Barca plays against Atletico or Real Madrid, you have a nice Stole Dimitrievski against Cadiz. You could get them and play him instead of Ter Stegen. And 40 points, I think, is a steal. I can't imagine why it's only 40 points, but yeah.
Yeah, L15's horrible. But yeah, fair play. I think, and again, what you are both saying, there's two really interesting points that will come in. It does come into me anyway for all these draft modes, but like number one, the clean sheet importance is definitely there. And for me, like when I'm thinking every week, about swapping my goalkeeper or one of them. Like is there one that's like a nailed on clean sheet that I can trade out, like all black for Ter Stegen, or kind of trade out, the main one, if that makes sense. So you do need to take two per position. So you need to get a 40-point guy-ish. So I think between Dimitrievski and Mamardashvili, they're probably up there with the better like number two picks, if you know what I mean, the cheap point guys. And then your real clean sheet hunter is probably going to be that Ter Stegen this season, isn't it? So it's pretty reasonable.
100%. And the good thing is, what I do like about this is that you can build up XP. So you actually, if you buy your Ter Stegen now, you have it the whole season. At the end of the season, you will have a massive XP advantage of everybody else who chooses him for one game week, for example.
Yeah, totally. For sure. So do you want to click those ones and see if we see if this team we're kind of knocking around, we can actually build it? I say Ter Stegen and Mamardashvili, and if we need points, we can go down to Dimitrievski. From Mamardashvili.
Pick him and we pick him. Okay.
Yeah, and then you want Koundé defense.
Defense first. I would pick Jules Koundé just because you have to, but he's so expensive. Wow. Holy shit.
Pick him. See how far we get.
Yeah, we can make it work.
Okay, we need a 40 now. Let's check if we have, because we can't lose more points here.
Yeah, for sure.
Who do we get at 40? Ooh, Dacone. He's a safe starter, but
yeah. It's good for a bucket. Is that Eric Garcia? I see. Scroll down.
And we can't take Eric. Yeah, we can actually. Yes, that's Eric Garcia for Girona.
Yeah, I'd take that for 40 points.
Yeah, let's take him. I actually like that. Don't mind that. Even though this guy doesn't look too bad as well. Let's go back. He seems to have decent points as well. For 40, 60. Not bad.
Yeah, for sure. Some good 40-point picks there as well.
Midfield. Who do we pick midfield? That's the pick. Let's take away the 40.
So we can't get any massive hitters into this one, for sure.
No, we can't.
Could maybe squeeze a Gavi in.
No, we can't, because we already have two Barcelona plays.
Correct.
We can't. That's the cool thing about the draft, to be honest. You can't really stack the whole team.
Yeah, scroll down now. Let's see what else we're playing with.
Yeah, you can think about who you want one of your forward stacks to be and start sort of like trying to build around it. I mean, I know a midfield at 40 that is worth taking. Which is, Yang Herrera.
Yeah, that's
Yang
Hill is at 40. So, like,
do we take him at 40, Quinny?
Or do you take Danny Parejo at 49?
Well, to be fair, if you want to have a good striker, you might take both. If you take those two as midfield, at least it saves you enough money to do something cool at striker position. But I think you like Yang Hill is probably
Or we take Camavinga at 50. That's also pretty good.
And he'll play. How much is Tchouaméni? 57.
57. I don't hate the 50 on Camavinga, to be honest.
Yeah, but
Fair.
how many decisive does he get? Yeah, Roca at 42. That's a good shout in the chat.
Mark Roca at 40. Yeah, I like Mark Roca too. The Spanish Kimmich, I'm calling him.
Spanish Kimmich. Let's take Dani and Yangel Herrera. Let's see how much we have left. We have 102 points, so we can't get a big hitter. Ooh, we need to get Vinny for 47 though.
Yeah, Vinny at 47 is a pretty good steal.
That's a great strategy for anyone that's watching because Vinny's injured, and as soon as he comes back, like you've seen with some of the big hitters in this, he'll be like 66 points or something. So
he's coming back injury points next, right?
We could do 59. We could go 59. Let's check if there's somebody at 59 we would love to have, because then we can change Mamardashvili with Dimitri. Or we can, go 55. Could go all Rodrigo.
Yeah.
Who did you pick as a midfield? You have,
Parejo. We could get Rodrigo.
What about Jerry Moreno? How much is he?
Yeah, Moreno? I was going to say, if you want to stay just to do a Villarreal stack, 51. Or even Savio. Oh, there you go. How about Savio?
But what we could also do, guys, is we could take Rodrigo. Yeah, that's just the idea. We take away Mamardashvili because we save 4 points here. And we have 6 points left, and we could get a 55 instead of Dani. We could get here a 55er.
Good move, like that.
But there's none.
Let's go down.
Ivan, I don't like Ivan.
Yeah. Bryce, I don't know if he's much better.
He's a midfielder card now?
Right.
Oh.
Fekir is like touching grass with his boots.
That's good. He's an awesome player, also for Sorare. Oh, he's also a sneaky bait because he's going to play now that Frankie is kind of injured. And Xavi likes him.
You can't take him.
Yeah, we can't take him. We can't take him. Or we get a better striker than Vinny.
The problem with two Real Madrid striker is the week where, only one of them is going to play because they play midweek, or if there's rotation, etc. And you get yourself stuck.
How much do we have left if we take Antoine?
Yeah,
we have 41 left.
That's not bad.
Yeah, you can actually live with that. For Griezmann, I'd live with that.
I took Depay in my draft for similar kind of principles you've taken Vinny in this one. I'm also a bit more of a Depay fan, if you get me. But I think Griezmann, man, if you could squeeze him in, it would be way worth it. Saganikov, some of the Girona guys are good fun as well because they don't play midweeks generally, so they're just a wee bit more draft friendly, I think. Guys like that. Danny Parejo included.
But Griezmann is going to play every time anyways. You know what I mean?
For sure.
Like, Griezmann is also not kind of rotation risk. Problem is with 41 we don't get, but then we basically have Yangel Herrera as a starting midfielder because we're probably gonna play Koundé, Herrera, Griezmann, Vinny. Yeah,
right. We can't do that. So fair enough. What about? I would say get Moreno and Parejo back in. Is Moreno's been fit and playing, hasn't he?
Yeah, it's a good. It's a safe one as well. Same thing, they'll play.
LEP. Again, if he feels too cheap at 49, I think. And then what does that leave us with? 59?
We have like 8 points left.
And then get Mamardashvili in case we need him.
Where is he? Okay, we still have 4 points left. Maybe we get them a better defender than Garcia. I don't know. Let's see if there's somebody.
You're going to find like Rudiger and Alaba.
It's good to keep a balance as well because when you're doing swaps later on, if you don't have, because
I don't hate that team, to be honest.
I think it's very good.
Yeah, I like it.
Mark.
This is a great comment here from Burger.
Is he playing Eric Garcia?
I'll check the predicted lineups, but I believe he is. Yeah, I think he's in.
Because Kude is not playing this midweek,
Yeah, that's
so
good.
I know that for sure.
Predicted lineup is Eric will play. Yep.
For this midweek, why not?
Go for it.
Oh man, then I'm gonna destroy my percentage. It's your fault, guys.
Is Vinny going to play the midweek? Why are you playing Vinny? Can we not play somebody else?
I can't really play somebody else.
Oh, yeah.
Double defense?
He might not play. Yeah, you can play someone else.
Oh no, we can't. Oh, they're all
3 of them won't play the midweek.
Aye, well, if you can save your wee percentage for the weekend, Fed, you don't need to put the team out, but you've drafted it.
I'm drafted
Save your wee percentage, that's fine. Right, cool. So La Liga, that was pretty good. Some good 40-pointers there for sure. Some really good injury picks and some really nice cheap goalkeeper options, which, again, some of the stuff you guys were mentioning as we were going through it, really, it has, I've seen the benefit of it in the draft mode, certainly, that those couple of guys that you don't swap out, the guys that we've got in there really cheap or whatever, when you get them XP'd up, like when I've got this guy at 4%, you're getting all the points for him versus everyone else. And it's a nice wee differentiator. Do you want to show us your Bundesliga team, Feder, since you were bragging about your defense?
Nah, I'm not bragging about my defense. The problem is with my Bundesliga. The problem with my Bundesliga team is, so basically I got Neuer for 40 points. You have to get him. It's even if I have to wait for him, because Bundesliga is the hardest league to get the clean sheet off, because there's just too much goals in Bundesliga. And I have the biggest faith in Manuel Neuer having a multiple amount of clean sheets through the season when he's fit. So this is a big leverage if you have a Bundesliga keeper with actually a clean sheet. So I got Manuel Neuer basically. Then I got the king himself, Nico Schlotterbeck. He's the best SO5 player in defense in the Bundesliga. Don't care against who he plays. Obviously Joshua Kimmich, main man. Victor Boniface, bam. Back him up with Florian Wirtz, and then you have your team. That's a fucking great team. Sorry,
mate. That is a great team. And do you want to see? that's your team there, right? And who did you have for the last spot there? Wirtz, right? So that's your team, right? Keep it on screen. Keep it on screen. Keep it on screen, right? So there's your team. So Neuer and Trapp, Schlotterbeck and whoever, right? But there's my team. It's almost the exact same.
Yeah, we know our stuff, Quinny. That's the thing.
That's funny.
We know.
I took Xavi Simons over Kimmich, but
yeah, Kimmich is more consistent.
Xavi Simons is more fun.
Xavi's on a heat. You know what I mean?
It's more fun.
Yeah, 100%. But I think I drafted Wirtz at a 55, and that was cheap, I think, for Wirtz.
Mm-hmm.
And I got, who do you got as reserve? Because I got Datro Fofana, which I think is I could actually play him against Heidenheim, which I think is a very good striker, and I think he's going to do good at Union. I hate that Chelsea bought him because he's never going to play, and hope he's doing good at Union and somebody else is buying him out of them. And yeah, in defense, then if I ever needed a defensive stack from SG, from Eintracht Frankfurt, if they, for example, play against Heidenheim at home, I can play Robin Koch and Trapp.
Nice. Well, my extras are Sesko and Upamecano, or whatever. It depends how you want to think of it, depending on who you'd start out of those ones. So I tried to go for a wee bit more fun, a wee bit more firepower. Because in Germany, like you say, man, getting clean sheets is hard. So when you get those two 40-point goalkeepers, Trapp and Neuer are too cheap at the beginning. I thought to not take them. And then, went for firepower all around.
The only problem is you'd have with Neuer at the 40, but that's the risk I have taken, that I have a better guarantee to have a clean sheet, which is not assured because even Bayern can't keep a clean sheet in the Bundesliga. Also because sometimes they don't care. And because they don't start the league, that's another story. But the big negative you have if you get Neuer is you can't have another attacking player of Bayern if you choose Kimmich. Yeah. You can't stack Kimmich Kane, for example, which is a huge stack.
Yeah, I took I took Upamecano. I'm thinking about ditching him now. And bringing in Sané. Seeing the price of him, 53 points. I was just looking at that there. You look at the price of Kane. Like, nobody's picking up Kane at 73, are they?
They are. They are.
Do you
Loads
think
of
so?
people are. Yeah. Most of the people I have in my league have Kane.
Wow.
Like I can show you the guys who have in my league, for example. Let's check the league. Boom. Like what did the first holder have? That's his team. Sané, Xavi Simons, Hurricane. See? Got Hurricane.
Yeah.
Or what did he have? Kimmich,
Henrichs.
Henrichs, Openda, Leroy Sané.
Yeah.
Boom.
I did my draft for the Bundesliga last week with the boys at work, and we did it for the first one as a draft where you're not allowed to take a player that somebody else has taken, and we do like one each. It's only 4 of us, so you don't like remove everything. And then we said, and once we've done that, then the swap we can do whatever we want, but the very first draft has to be this way. So I ended up with Kobel and Schwabe as my 2 keepers. Schwabe, sorry. And then Rome and Bornau in defense, but I thought Bornau was going to be better than that. Hoffman and Kaminski in the midfield, and Boniface and Demirovic up front. So like, it's giving me half a stack. I scored like 390 this weekend, so sometimes it works okay. But I think the 2 players that I got from Wolfsburg, probably I could have avoided that. Well, the rest is okay.
Yeah, Wolfsburg are a funny one, aren't they?
Very funny one. Kovac is a funny trainer as well. Yeah. Do we want to do Serie A? Do we?
So what I'm having a wee glance at now in Bundesliga, is any wee cheeky guys that are about the 40-point mark at the moment? Because I'm thinking if you were going to try and fit a Kane in, like the goalkeeper ones we've spoke about, the cheapness that they're at, but
let's just check. I just do like this, and okay, Auswahl bestätigen. Let's check if we can get some. Oh, we can just get the
swaps. Yeah, that's what I was kind of looking at as well.
Yeah, don't worry, I can buy swaps. I have enough Cusco coins. I can buy flows. I have. Yeah, okay, 40 points.
At 42.
Who? Matisse Hell? Yeah, but he's not starting.
Hell is at 42. He'll never start ever again, Thomas Tuchel said.
Oh, really?
They asked him.
Thomas Müller is 43.
If he's so good off the bench, what do you do? He said, why would I put him off the bench when he plays so well off the bench?
Yeah.
Silas also having a... Girassi sadly has no new card yet, so we won't see him anytime soon in the draft. I think he would have been great. Adeyemi at 47 is also quite a good pick. 47, Bemnichesco, as you said, Quinny. So not a bad pick. Gnabry at 49. Not the biggest fan. Penda at 50, it's cheap. Penda is a crazy striker. And Leipzig is on a hot run, as you said.
Yeah.
That's good. 51 for Sanchez. If you can get a Penda for 50.
Is Adli starting at all with Leverkusen?
Who?
Adli.
No, he's not gonna start anytime soon in the starting 11. Like in the big games, he's not gonna start. They have the squad. They didn't even rotate against Heidenheim because Xabi Alonso seems to have found the squad.
Oh, but he started against Heidenheim. That's what I was asking.
He did?
Oh, did he start? Sure. Oh no, he just scored well because he scored. Sorry, my bad.
Didn't start. That's the team that started. I know.
Yeah.
Where's the team that started? Check. Give me Heidenheim. Yeah, that's the team that started. That's the starting 11 of Leverkusen.
That's pretty nailed on, isn't it? We'll see some rotations, but with this, they've got a decent kind of bench, and also they're playing midweeks as well. But yeah, I think he knows his best team now, doesn't he?
Palacios, what a player. We said that from the beginning of the season, before everybody else knew. What a player, seriously. Yeah, I think it's cheeky. Like, I think 50 for Penda is kind of a gift, especially if you have to pay 51 for Sanchez, for example, or Bülter. Leroy Sané at 53 is also pretty cheap, to be honest. I agree. 53 for Halle is a scam. Never do that. Kramaric 64 is also good. He seems on a hot run at the moment. Yeah. Journey, I would not. The problem is Journey has the high scores of his 20 times still. So yeah, that's a bit expensive.
Yeah.
Let's check
Don't need a
midfield.
Kimmich when you've got Hoffman, and Channy
Yeah.
Sports is it's taking cred on you on that one. Palacios, loving it. Palacios has been so hot recently. It's been one of those ones as well. Like it's been, I think ever since he's had Sorare cards, everyone's been waiting for him to not have this mad back injury he's had like twice or three times or something.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
I think it's more like there's this like nice unanimous joy people get when guys like Cherky, Palacios, these guys actually start to do something because you've been waiting for it to happen for so long. It's like, yeah, the guy is good, man. Go and fucking smash it, you know.
This guy is kind of a sleeper at the moment. Atakan Karazor, he's doing Kimmich things at the moment. It's crazy
really?
how good he is. Yeah.
Interesting. That's a good one. 52 points. Stuttgart. I think they've had a better year this year than I thought they were going to have.
Look at these points from the beginning of the season.
Yeah.
That's basically when they started. These points, all A. He's on a kind of a belter. That man for 52, not bad. Like, and I watched Karasor, I watched Stuttgart against Darmstadt. The whole game goes through him in the midfield. Basically like a mini Kimmich. Mini Kimmich. Let's call him a mini Kimmich. He's certainly not as great as Kimmich, but mini Kimmich.
Yeah. And for 52, that's what you'd go for. Hoffman's definitely a good shout for that as well. Gets a lot of set pieces and he's definitely the veteran in that squad, I suppose. Another one that's been out for a lot. It's been out. We're still living on last season's kind of fumes, I suppose, but we do have it this midweek, and it's one that we do normally spend a good bit of time talking about on the stream. Is Serie A. We've got a wee bit of a fixture list built up for the midweek. I've got a draft already kind of set up, but Feda, you don't do Serie A. Will it let you draft a team? It will.
I don't do Serie A.
No, but you have a wee draft. Or is that me?
Oh, I used to have a draft, but you see, I don't play it.
That's fine. Oh, no, that's fine. If you don't,
who do I have? I have Immobile, Osimhen, I had Kvaratskhelia, Ederson, Parisi, Kalulu, and Mike Magnol, Skrupitsky. That was at the time that Kalulu was still a starter.
Yeah. Fair enough.
Yeah, but Serie A, I think, has no sense because like so many people, like so many cards have no, I don't know, like they don't have Inter, they don't have Roma, they don't have Juve. Like you only play Milan at the end of the day, and Napoli and Lazio.
Yeah, it is.
You know what I mean?
It is a much tougher draft in that sense that there's not that much going on. I try and play Serie A semi-pro a bit better. So, like, I've got a Kostic from Frankfurt. I don't really have that many limiteds, as you know, but he plays for Juve and he's not really been playing much. But whenever he does play, I like to swap around my common cards to try and make sure he's got a good team, and then I'll play him in semi-pro if I can, you know, because of that lack of licensing that, like you say, it's there. Because, yeah, the full-out common mode, there's just such a lack of options. I think XP is a big part of it, and I've got big XP on a few guys. And I just think overall, yeah, it's definitely probably been the one that we're least excited about from a draft perspective, but the actual Serie A itself has been a pretty exciting division this year. It's been really open. One of the more kind of topsy-turvy, like first 5 or 6 games, I think, than we've had in recent kind of memory. And then this midweek, we've got Juve at home at Lecce, AC away to Cagliari, really needing to bounce back. Atalanta playing Verona. Oh, sorry. Yeah, you can correct me, that's fine. Lazio versus Torino. Torino just beat Roma or drew with them at the weekend. It was an upset result anyway. Inter at home at Sassuolo. Sassuolo love Inter Milan. I think they love beating them. That seems like a game that could be something that's happened before. I think Sassuolo are good for a result against Inter. Don't know why
I don't get Maurizio Sarri. We have to talk a bit about Maurizio Sarri, about your favorite team in Italy. How the hell is he not going to rotate against Torino? Like, he can't play the same guys every day, midweek and Sunday, and midweek and Sunday. Unbelievable. Like, if Tati doesn't start, I don't know what to do.
Well, yeah, I would definitely agree with you on that, because I think he made one rotation to the weekend. I don't think Kamada started this game, and then maybe there's a wee bit of rotation actually at left back and centre back here, but not much, as you say. It's like 3 changes. It's a really strong Torino team, and like they need points, so I don't think he's got room to manoeuvre on what he believes to be his best 11.
I think Pellegrini is injured, to be honest. Let me check. What does Fanta Calcio say?
And Felipe Anderson didn't start the last game either.
It's a rotation.
And Channy's telling us as well, Karazor has stepped up since Endo left. So that's a good kind of wee domino effect. That's a great one, Channy. Love that.
Yeah,
no one...
even Fanta Calcio says it's gonna be usual starting 11. Only Pedro they give as a left winger. Does Play Sharper say Pedro starts?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know.
I've got it on now. I've got it on
Then
screen.
why the hell can't Tati can play left winger? Just give that man some game time. He needs to show himself. How can he show what he's worth? Like, for real, I'm getting pissed.
Yeah, it's not a good place for the old Tati. And this will be a tough one. I think Torino are definitely got a good team. No midweek actions for them, and they're trying to get into Europe. So decent result for them against Roma at the weekend. And like you say, yeah, I'm a big fan of
Ricci and Ilic are both very good players in real life.
Yeah. And then guys like Vlasic, Zapata, the Serie A veteran coming into this team now as well. They've got some weapons here. They can definitely cause some problems for sure. Ricardo Rodriguez, Per Schurz at the back, Vanja Milinkovic-Savic in goals.
Who's the substitute? Radonic? Is it Jan Carmoa? Is he still alive? Oh God. Okay.
Yeah, he's been playing a wee bit of centre mid in this team. If Ilic has been out, he's covered in there along Richie. And there's another Polish guy, Linetti or something, that gets some minutes once in a while.
Linetti, yes. Linetti, yeah.
Is that his name? Yeah.
Samuel Ricci is a beautiful player. Very good player, for real. Ivan Ilic as well. Used to be Manchester City. I think they bought him now, but he used to be loaned out from Man City, so not the worst academy as well.
Hopefully, we get all the Serie A cards this time around, Rico, man. I'm with you on that one. It would definitely be a big improvement. Again, I think
we won't. The Juve and Inter don't have. They have other licenses with other NFT things, so we won't have them in Sorare.
Yeah. Another one that kind of stood out to me here was Inter and Sassuolo. Now, there's no Inter cards in the draft, but maybe if you're playing semi-pro or something like that, you might have some access to them. And Sassuolo, we do have in the draft, and there's also one main man in this team who's probably priced himself out now, so if you don't have one, it'll be hard to get him in your team. But this could be a wee funny midweek one. It could be a big score for Inter. But I don't know why, but my spidey senses are telling me that Sassuolo normally do well against Inter Milan. I don't know why.
They just smash Juve. If they can smash Juve and Inter in the same week, it's a pretty special week for them.
Yeah, Juve did play very bad, to be honest, though. Normally, you wouldn't have smashed them. They should give a statue to Szczesny.
Yeah, he's been in that job too long, hasn't he, at Juventus?
Nah, he's good. He's a very good keeper, very, very good keeper. But he did I don't know what he did on the weekend. I really don't know.
Not a fan personally. Rugani might be coming back into the team at the weekend, but it looks like
he's going to play. Allegri
already
said he's going to play.
Kostic for Cambiaso, Chiesa, Milik. Decent team. For sure. And then anything else that's worth kind of a gander? Because again, midweek it's always nice to get a full domestic kind of run out here.
Genoa Roma is a good matchup for Roma players if you have them.
Even should be on paper, but the Genoa have caused a few upsets this year, but I'm sure,
Yeah, but I think Roma is getting in the groove. They look very good. The Lukaku's very dangerous. Very dangerous. Did you see the goal he scored?
No, not yet.
Holy moly. That's a prime Lukaku goal. Let's tell you that.
Nice.
Napoli should be okay this midweek, right? After
hopefully Napoli loses and then they fire Rudi Garcia because it's disgrace what he's doing to that.
You think that at some point they got to be able to bounce back, right? They're playing Udinese, who hasn't won yet.
The Tifosi already want him out and already gave some death threats and everything on the bridges and everything for Rudi Garcia. And he said, in the press conference he was addressed to that, and he said, it's always like this, and then good times come around.
Well, I don't think that's going to fly this time.
I don't think good times are coming around.
No, I think Osimhen already doesn't want to play anymore for him. He already got in a fight this weekend with Garcia. I don't know why the hell did you ever appoint Rudi Garcia as a competition in a team that actually wants to achieve something? Then you should go 10 miles a curve around Rudy Garcia.
Yeah,
I could do the job better than Rudy Garcia.
same. Same. I don't mind going on that bandwagon. I think we could definitely do a better effort than Rudy. I'm surprised to see he's actually going to get this match, to be honest with you. I thought after the weekend he'd have probably been ousted, because they've just been crap, man, And as much as I was buzzing that Skorupski got the clean sheet against Napoli, personally, that was a great thing for me. I just knew that Napoli were going to be exploding, and I seen Osman coming off when he gets substituted. He was raging at Rudy Garcia, but I did see a wee apology comment from Osman earlier today or yesterday, I think, or something. But that's just PR got to do that kind of stuff. But I think if Napoli don't get a win, and I mean a win at Udinese at home, then he could be bagged, couldn't he?
Yeah, probably be out. Did Osimhen miss a penalty this weekend as well?
He did. Hit it wide.
Yeah.
No save for the goalkeeper, sadly.
Yeah. I remember that.
I think that's about it. And we've got the... Oh, sorry, Jeremy, where you go?
I was going to say, I know we don't have friends, but because we're going to have them this week, if you want, I collected a few picks that can be worth it to be able to build a team, yet pick up Kylian Mbappe.
Oofed. Let's hear it. I was going to go to France next. That's fantastic timing.
Perfect. Well, if you want to have your Sorare data ready, so if you count Mbappe, he's got 77. So it's a pretty big score to be able to put in there. But you got to be honest, Mbappe is going to score all season, unless he gets injured. And actually, this weekend his ankle turned a little bit, but I think he's going to be okay. If not this Sunday, at least against Newcastle in the midweek after. But then if you to Mbappe is you kind of have to have it. But then around him, I was looking for players that can perform this coming weekend, and B, that you actually kind of want to have to your team because of how much they cost and what they can bring. So the other striker that I found to be next to Mbappe is Martin Terrier from Rennes.
Yeah,
obviously, if you know him, you know how well he can score, and he should be.
You know.
If you know, and he should be back at the end of, if not at the end of the week, next week or so. He's a monster, obviously, and Rennes is like in deep need of a striker. So he's been away for like a year, so don't expect him to score crazy straight away. But also, he's at 40, so you want to catch him when he costs 40 and not more. Then if we go at the other head in the goalkeepers, you got Pau Lopez at 41. As you can see, Fedo, despite the defeat, I'm putting all the Marseille jerseys around me. You got to support them when they're shit. They can't play any worse. So Pau Lopez will get clean sheets eventually. And Marseille is a team who actually plays right defensively usually, and whoever is the new coach coming in, which right now they're talking about Galtier. I think his scores are going to be pretty good, and for a keeper that costs 41, is a pretty good steal, Pau Lopez, for that price. The other keeper that I don't know if he's going to score well, but he's just such a talent that I think it's worth getting in any team, is the Toulouse goalkeeper Guillaume Restes. He's like 18 years old, and he's going to be worth 40 only. And he's good this week because they're playing against Metz on the weekend. And Metz isn't a very good team right now. They do score despite losing Miko Tatse, but I think against Toulouse they won't be able to do much damage really, because Toulouse is slowly getting up to the level they're supposed to be. This keeper, I'm very curious to see how much his card is going to go for when he comes on the platform, because an 18-year-old keeper coming from Toulouse, I think people know what it's worth. And then two defenders that I found, I only try to find cheaper player, and then we'll finish with two bigger names to stay in Toulouse to be able to get a defensive stack. There's Suazo, Suazo, who's their left back, and who scores a good amount of AA.
Yeah, again?
Yeah, I don't know. I think recommend PSG will have cards. I'm very certain they do, right?
What's his name? Say it again for me.
Suazo, Suazo.
When do we?
from
When
Toulouse
do,
as well.
when will we get the new League cards? That's also a question.
Well, I
This
went
week.
to go and look at it. Yeah, it's not here.
Yeah.
So it must be coming
It's not there, so
Wednesday.
it's got to be this week, right?
Wednesday's
Probably,
been
yeah.
the dates came out every other time. So
Yeah.
we'll be drafting League One. So we're getting the ahead of the scoop here with Jeremy. So Swazo looks the part as well. By the way, he looks steady.
Just the AA when they play well at home, and even when they don't play well, he still has a good AA for a defender. And the rest of the defense right now for Toulouse, it's either out of price like Nicolaisen and Dessler, they're at 57, 55, or he's the next best thing, I guess. And again, it's because they play against Metz at home. And then the other one, to match your Terrier from Rennes, you can get Assignon from Rennes, the young right back. He's the one who's replacing Amari Traoré, who's gone at Real Sociedad. And he's scoring all right in his L5.
Yeah, you say that again. That's fun. That's a lot of fun. Oh yeah.
And
That's giving
another
me
young player.
that's giving me what's his name again? Boy. That's giving me Sasha Boy vibes. That.
Sasha Boy. Yeah.
Yeah.
What a
Look at
player.
that, man.
Rennes the best.
That's where he came from as well. He came from Rennes too, didn't he? Sasha Boy.
Yeah. Sasha Boy is from Rennes. Rennes the best academy, like second best academy in Europe for the past 5 years or something. So any young player coming from Rennes, usually you're making a good choice. But yeah, Assignon was a bit tender last year, and this year when they started, they were a bit like, I don't know if he can be a real starter, but actually he's done well.
Fantastic, man.
Filling in the shoes of Amari Traoré, who was the captain, is never easy, but he seems to grow well into it. And then the last two players, which one is a non-miss, and the other one people maybe don't know that he's doing well in Liga. The first one is Warren Zaïre-Emery, the midfielder from PSG. Of course, he's only at 41 right now, and he's
French Musiala.
Yeah, he's going to play. There's no doubt. He's showing that he is the starter in there with Ugarte and either Vitinha or Soler. They changed. But if you get whereas in Emery, I think is the cheapest he can be right now, because they're going to, the way they play against Marseille, he plays a pretty important role, and he's got a few near assists, which eventually are definitely going to turn into decisive. So interesting to have a look at him. And then the very last one is my man Teji Tema, who's
sorry, guys.
it.
Jeremy, I have to. Which cards are finishing today at 3 p.m.?
That's Ligue 1.
Ligue 1?
That's from Rico, man. Yeah. So they reckon today being Tuesday. Normally it's been Wednesday for the last 3 of them. They came out Wednesday, so I'd be surprised. But yeah, fair enough. If that's the way it worked last time, then cool. Can Leon get any worse? That's a great question as well from Pico Player. Can anyone help us with that? Can Leon get any worse?
No, they can't. They're about to get better. Fabio Grosso is an okay. I'll allow Fedo to say it, but Fabio Grosso has an actual sort of like idea and game plan, and I think he can actually do something with Lyon. Their only issue with Lyon is they need somebody to get in there, and I think Grosso is probably good for that, to get in there and sort of like
didn't he play for them?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, to break a few egos and to tell them, I know how his team is supposed to play, and I know what this club can do, and if you want to get where I was, where he was playing for them when they won everything, he'll do that. Yeah, but to be fair, Cherki isn't a good football player, so sorry, Pico. So he's a great futsal player. He's not a very good football player. So I know how hyped he is in the circles, but Lyon will play great if they understand that they need to find a position for Cherki which doesn't involve him touching the ball too much, because he slows down the game.
Yeah, I don't think Lyon should. I don't like no disrespect to Ligue 1, but I think Lyon still has a very good squad. They should be better than everybody.
Oh, absolutely.
Except PSG, maybe.
Oh, I mean, I think they're still behind Monaco and Rennes, but they have a squad. What they did this year, though, like losing Lukeba, losing Barcola, and like getting Chaletachar back is a weird call. But if they have all their players in form and not injured, they have a strong squad. Like you got Taliafico on one side, you got the young Kumbeji on the other side. Chaletachar Lovren is a bit weird, but you got Joe Mende, worse comes worse. You have one of the best goalkeeper with Anthony Lopez, and then you're supposed to have like Tolisso, Cherki, and Kakare. Like it's hard to find better as far as talent, even though I'm not like a fan of Cherki, but it's still, if you make him play quick, then you can be right. And up front, you got Lacazette with what's the name of the kids that they've recruited last year? I can't remember now. But so they have the talent to be able to do what they're supposed to do. They're just under Laurent Blanc, it wasn't working, and now Grosso came in, and apparently the first week he was a little bit like, oh, I thought I was going to find a football group that is sad and wants to fight to get back, but he said instead of that, I found people with ego and pride that don't need to be there. So hopefully he's going to change that a little bit.
Fair.
Sorry, I was finishing with Teddy Thomas, who was doing so well in Belgium and then went to France, and everybody thought it's a big of a step too high, but he's smashing it for Stade de Reims. He just takes all the set pieces, and B scored a few wonder goals, and you can tell that there's a card that I wish I could have had on Sorare, but they're not covered at Montpellier. TJ Savanier, and Teddy Thomas is that kind of player. He just fights a lot, but when he's got the ball, it just delivers all the time. So he's going to be one of those Liga legends, I reckon, by the time the year is finished. Savanier is a monster.
Yeah. Could do a wee Teji, couldn't you, man? He's a fun card. Or he would be a fun card if he existed. Teji.
You got Brest, who we're gonna have card from, who are top of the league right now. Without any of their strikers scoring a goal. So obviously you want to look at the midfield. Their coach is a former midfielder, so I guess he's making sure that the people who shine are playing where he plays, and of course the most underrated card in the game, Pierre Lesmelou, still scores as good as he should.
Oh yeah, he's good. Leo
he was at Norwich, right?
Oof.
Yeah, he's unstoppable.
He's all right, isn't he? Jesus.
And Brest last year, when the coach came, Eric Roy, it was in Feb or March. Nobody believed in him because he hadn't coached in 10 years, and last time he was at Nice and he did okay, but 10 years ago, right? And he came in and he slowly changed the way they play, and they actually play football. Like whichever pitch they play to, obviously I've watched them against Marseille twice already and against PSG as well. They just bring it to the other team and they don't stop for the whole 90 minutes. And you'll find like a lot of ball recovery. You'll find a lot of high press that are working well. But interestingly enough, their strikers are, although I like Le Douaron, I think he's a very good striker. Their strikers are just shit. They just can't score. So they let everybody else doing the job for them. But yeah, it's an interesting team. Like nobody is really expensive on their team as well. But it's always, you get that feeling that there's going to be a moment where they're going to lose 5 games in a row. So you're kind of waiting for that, but it's not happening so far. It's just the top of the league instead.
Yeah, fair enough, man. And so we've got Mbappe in the team. We've managed to get Teddy Twema into it. Were we putting that Lemieux guy into it as well? Or what else did you have there, Jeremy, for Liga before
I had my team was Restes and Lopez, Soiseau and Assignon, Warren Emery and Thomas, Mbappe and Terrier. But I reckon you remove Thomas, you put Lesmelou instead, because I was not at 400. So
yeah, Lesmelou might be a wee bit more repeatable, eh?
Yeah, 6 players at 40 something. So
that's absolutely epic.
Yeah.
Are you guys got many teams out for midweek of any colour, any scarcity? Are you playing much? Full La Liga, full, what was the other one? Serie A this midweek. Are you playing much? There's other stuff as well in South America, I think, in 1 or 2 other spots.
Can I have a little rant? Is that
go for
allowed?
it. Yeah, right away, buddy. Yeah.
I hate the monthlies. I hate the monthlies.
Really?
No, yes, I think they're shite, to be honest, and I think they're not good for the game itself. And because it is just, as I see it, just a way for bigger galleries to win even more. And they took away loads of prizes and also Eve from normal game weeks where normal managers could have a better chance of winning those, for example, because those galleries that are winning in the monthlies would have won anyways in a normal gallery, no matter what happens. And you don't
Yep.
have to reward them twice, especially not with cards and Eve that gotten away from the more normal community in a way. So I think I personally love the monthly as a fun aspect because I think it's super important because I just want to be the best. But I would want to be the best anyways, just from an intrinsic motivation. And maybe we just need to start do something else in the monthlies, like have the winner gets 1 million so coins, and then if so coins are worth something, for example, that you could get it as a credit on auction or whatever, or you could use your so coins, for example, to have a player pick instead, that you get Haaland. If you become first, you have a choice if you want to have Haaland, Bellingham, or whatever. For example, you could use that one there, or even just have handout jerseys, signed jerseys, because experiences, launch details, something like that, where you don't take away from the normal managers in a way, because I hate that, because it got so much harder for people who maybe have one great game week a month. Then they now would have scored a tier 2 or tier 1, now score a tier 3, because it got so much gotten away to be published in the reward pool of the monthlies, that personally I can compete with that. My gallery is big enough, but I understand a guy who has like 3 lineups and is fully focused on those 3 lineups getting really angry with that, especially if you see who is winning those monthlies. That's all over 100 ETH galleries, big guys who would have won anyways. And you don't need to reward those guys twice. Just reward them in another way.
Just playing
Yeah.
the devil's advocate there, and I agree with you, Fedo, for the fact that the winners are the one who has the biggest gallery. Isn't there a way, maybe doesn't that open up for like somebody who has a good gallery in like Challenger or whatever to remove those best Challenger cards from Challenger Europe, and because those guys are going to put them in All Star for the monthlies? Do you know what I'm saying?
Those guys have so crazy good galleries, they will still have a very, very
Yeah, do
competitive
both.
challenger
Yeah, that's fair.
squad. And I don't get me wrong, I love the monthlies. I think they're crazy and it's super fun for me to play and everything. But I don't think we should take the cards and the ETH that are in the monthly reward in the reward pool away from the normal reward pool, what was done this time around, and fill it up with other reward pools. Something like, again, experiences, so coins. But yeah, normally I can tell you for a fact, normally with 400 points in also Rare Pro, that for a lot of people still is kind of a good score. You would have scored a tier 3 and had the possibility to score a tier 2. Now with the monthlies, if you don't score 420 points in All-Star Rare Pro, you don't win nothing. And I get that people who don't score 400 points every week are kind of feeling bad about this. You understand what I mean? And
Yeah.
it's basically you just reward them twice. And I love whales. I am a kind of a whale as well, I would think. But it's just, I understand people getting frustrating about that. And I think the intrinsic motivation is there because I love that. I just checked there to see who's better than me, who's worse than me. And I would do that the same thing as if it would be, for example, 2 ETH, the winner gets 2 ETH only, and then Zidane experience, and the jersey, or then gets a meeting with Klopp or whatever, or again so coins if we give them more value in the future. I think that's super, super important. And yeah, also what I fear about the monthlies is it's kind of a vacation home. I said that to Harry as well, I think, in the podcast. Is basically you're forced to play them, because even if you want to play your team, for example, in Champion Europe, you kind of have to play it in All Rare because you have to progress in the monthlies. And it feels like a vacation home where you buy it and then you have to go there every summer, because if not, it would be a waste of money, basically.
Yeah, I get that. Well, I've always kind of played All-Star anyway as like a base division, and I think it's always been the base division to like, no matter what kind of way you're attacking this game, it's probably until recently, because it has got so competitive. You're very right there. I think it's probably been the best place to, where you don't need to worry about getting 5 guys from the same division, the same club. That can be quite expensive. You can go and get a wee cheap goalkeeper from Japan, and then get your MLS defender, get a couple of challenger mids and a striker, and off you run. You can get started. I think cap modes is more the place to do that now. And I think All-Star, like, I know, I definitely agree with what you're saying, Fed. I'd probably say 2 things that come to my mind, but as you're saying it, is like, I kind of want All-Star to be blood and guts. Like, I want that to, but I think it should, I think financially, like, I'm looking at it now, they pay out 50 quid from 101st to 180th. I think that side of, I think like the cash places can maybe go a wee bit further, because they can't do much about the cards. But I do like the All-Star it's fucking hard, and there's like, it's where the good and the great are gone. We're talking about win percentages earlier on. I think like win percentage in All-Star competitions, like that's a badge of honor, potentially on site, if you know what I mean, if they're going to try and do something.
I love the idea of this monthlies, and I think it's crucial for the future of Sorare. But maybe just find other ways to reward people in the monthlies, instead of taking it away from the normal reward pool, basically, and make it harder for normal people to compete in a normal game week.
And another thing this is another thing I was thinking as well, because I've noticed this a lot myself, is like, I've not been pulling that many high tier rewards, let's say, over the last 3 or 4 weeks. Like tonight, for example, I'm winning a really great card, but it's a really poor tier, right? And one thing I've noticed recently is like, I've still got this old vision on the tiers from playing this game for the last 3 years, if you know what I mean. Like, getting a tier 2 is nowhere near as exciting to me compared to what an old tier 1 used to be, even though it's the same thing, if you get me. So, like, I think that maybe with players like us that have been around a little bit longer, maybe that comes into the framing of where rewards are and how many tier 1s are here and how many, because it's kind of, we're talking kind of historically, we're now talking about different things almost, because for it, no one probably needs explained it, but the old star tier is now star and tier 1. The old tier 1 is now 2, and then the old tier 3 is 3, 4, and 5 now. So tier 4s and 3s are maybe a wee bit better than what we think of the old tier. Anyway, blah blah blah. You don't need me to tell you all that stuff, but no, I'm with you, Fed, all the way, mate, because like, you do want to, I'm with you, but it's just that's what comes to my mind as I'm listening. That's all. That's all. Just something to say.
That's what I wanted to say. So, because you asked about the lineups, yes, I have, but I would have, but like my ideal phases would to have put them in Champ Europe, basically. But I want to progress in the monthly, so I had to disrupt everything and try to put in an All-Star Rare pool so that I might get up 40, 50 points again, because like between the top 1 to 20, it's done. You can't get there anymore. But between 20 to top 80, there's like only 15, 20, 25 points in between. So if you have a good game week, you can go up there. And if you become top 30 in the All-Star Rare one, the month long, I think you get the tier 2 and £150. So that's big. I don't mind that. You know what I mean? And so I had a superb Champion Europe team. I had Wojciech Szczesny, Danilo, Reinders, Tomori, and Jonathan David or Berardi, and I dismantled that so that I can play them in All-Star Rare and somehow also in Champion Europe. But normally I wouldn't have put my strongest lineup in All-Star Rare, but just because of this vacation home feeling, I'm kind of forced to do it.
Very interesting, mate. Hopefully your team does well. I'm actually doing the opposite this week. I'm running into champion, trying to hide from everyone else, because there's some big games this week, and a lot of them are not champion. A lot of them are challenger, so I'm trying to hide. What about you, Jeremy? You get any teams out this midweek?
I do, but of Champion Europe, I only have like a few players playing. I have my my bad defensive stack of Mallorca, Rajkovic and Valiant, who's playing Barcelona. so they're there just to be playing. But yeah, I put them with Thomas and Ranieri, who's going to play at Frosinone. But otherwise, they're just I have better second division card for this midweek.
Yeah, okay. Well, I've been kind of like that for a lot of midweeks. I'm quite excited for this midweek. I've got 2 super rare keepers and a rare keeper, so I've got teams to go with them. So I'll have like 3. Hopefully, I'll like get another good couple of game weeks in a row, get a wee run on the run here. So I'm quite excited for the midweek and again back together obviously for a big weekend. We've not touched on the Premier League, guys. You might have noticed we will still touch on it on this show. Don't get me wrong, but we've also got like an FPL, EPL, like draft, fantasy kind of like dedicated show already on the channel as well. It's got up to 2 episodes already with Corner Aspel. So we're not touched on that today. We're kind of out of time, as it were, for today. Thanks to everyone that did join us live. But stay tuned to the channel for that in case you missed out on any Premier League intel that you were after and you didn't get here. Fedo, Jeremy, it's been an absolute pleasure, guys.
Good luck tonight.
Always a pleasure.
Quinny, good luck.
Thank you.
Yeah, good luck.
Thank you. Wish me luck, guys. And we'll catch you on the next one. Take care. Bye-bye.